Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda, Character Developed Princess. In this part, we actually do not have that much faffing about between this dungeon and the next one. How about that, huh? In this game of all games, you get to, like, finish a dungeon
like all the side stuff was
and
front-loaded.
choose to do extras if you want to, but then you can go to the next dungeon if you want. It's, like, weird and stuff, man, that you're, like, allowed to do that.
What is this, Zelda or Hyrule Warriors?
Well, I mean, Hyrule Warriors is, like, there's no faffing about in Hyrule Warriors. You're killing dudes the whole time.
Yeah,
It's not my Zelda.
No, but Zelda's also not in the title, so, yeah.
No, true.
Anyway, hi, worst Tingle. How are you today?
Abs tingle.
someone made that tweet that I mentioned, and I'm so proud.
Which one?
The like if the image on the right is as beautiful as the image on the left.
Okay. So anyway, this minigame's pretty easy, especially if you can do the City of the Sky, you can do this one.
Yeah, you're just following the lines, really.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a little bit awkward sometimes, maybe with the depth perception at certain points, but it's not that bad.
Sometimes it's a little hard to tell where a line actually is in this bunch.
It's mostly by color.
Yeah, for the most part. So, this is why we need Twilight Princess on the Nintendo 3DS coming in 2020.
No.
Okay. There have been rumors about Twilight Princess on the 3DS for a while, though. Like it.
But 3DS.
Yeah, there was. I remember that there was a fake.
That was a rumor for a bit.
Yeah, there was like a fake Street Pass thing from a Nintendo event at some point where somebody had made it their Mii's most recently played game or something like that, where it was like Twilight Princess or something like that.
Oh, I actually remember that. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't that cause like a lot of problems? Like anyone who street passed that got like
Oh,
tagged
probably.
or something.
Probably, yeah.
I remember
sure.
that being a thing.
And I don't think that it was probably ever a thing, because I'm sure that they were planning on doing it for the Wii from the start, but, you know. Still, it would, I don't know, be neat, I guess. Not really, I guess.
No, not on the 3DS.
Well, I mean, people liked Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on the 3DS.
Okay,
plenty.
but the difference there is that it was kind of still an upgrade technically from the N64, like polygon-wise.
I guess that's true. I think maybe if you stretched it, you might be able to get something kind of close to the GameCube quality.
Yeah,
On 3DS, but
I think Ocarina of Time 3D also came out before the Wii U did.
Yeah, that was 2011. Because if you remember, the 3DS's like big hit titles for the first year were a port of an N64 game and a port of an N64 game, and Pilot Wings. So, you know, not the.
It wasn't Steel Diver.
I have never played that game like once.
Neither have I.
In my life.
Same.
That's why I have to ask.
Is it good? Have we been missing out on something this whole time? Or is it Steel Diver? We will never know.
I think one
You
of
mean
those
that-
is
you mean that gun in
factually
Smash
correct.
Bros?
Yeah,
So-
but which one?
So just grab a few extras and then head straight to the next story event, huh?
Yeah,
Basically.
that's literally it. There might have been like a heart container or something that you can also, or maybe some like rupees or something that you can get with the double claw shot, but for the
Who
most
cares about
part,
rubies at this point?
yeah, at this point we can just go straight to the next dungeon. Well, I mean, there's cutscenes, but you don't have to do anything. And also, it just instantly fixes itself as soon as you put it back together. That's convenient.
It's magic.
It's magic.
It's super glue.
Yeah, but is it magic super glue?
I mean, super glue is magic.
Okay, that's
Okay, no
true.
shit. When I first saw that giant block fall and block the doorway, I thought, okay, we got to get the Titan's mitts. Just lift it out of the way.
And then the metalheads just come pouring out. So this is how it happened.
Nope.
You know, to this day, I'm still baffled that we all actively and still do like that shift of tone from Jack 1 to Jack 2.
Oh, I don't. Like, the shift of tone from Jack 1 to Jack 2 is one of the huge things that keeps me from playing those games. Because the fact that, like, his first words that he speaks or something like, I'm gonna kill that guy, is just like, okay, you're trying way too hard there, buddy.
The punchline is he was entirely mute up until that point. So,
I know, but it's still... It rubs me the wrong way.
yeah, I know. It's just, you know, Jack 2 has a decent enough sense of humor to pull it off. But whew, usually that stuff doesn't fly at all. What in the... Oh, alright. That's Midna.
This is the reveal.
Yeah. Hey, Zant. Oh, no.
You waved at me.
Minna without the hat on is really, really weird looking, though.
I
Agree.
have to agree.
Like, I mean, I don't know how much of it is just due to the fact that you see her with the hat on so frequently, but it's...
It's exactly that. I would say, to me, it's the hair design. Like, I'm not sure if, like, how much of that is skull or just the hairdo.
Like, if that's all her forehead.
Yeah. Like, I feel it's a little unclear.
Oh, it's a good thing that I've been keeping this in my pocket the whole time.
What pockets?
Her
Magic pockets.
Magic pockets.
interspace dimensional pockets.
Hammer space.
Oh, God.
Horror movie sting. Horror movie sting.
Yeah. Needs more static and wise.
Divine Beast, is this foreshadowing for Breath of the Wild?
No.
All ties together.
Is the inside of Wolf Link a dungeon that Minna goes through?
No, Wolfling himself is a motorcycle.
It's a really impromptu motorcycle, just Wolf Link riding a unicycle, and you're on the back of the wolf's shoulders.
He's gotta be bouncing Minna like a ball on his nose. Aw, she learned friendship and crap.
Her heart grew 3 sizes that day.
She gained 3 heart containers.
Exactly. And a bottle. Can't forget the bottle.
Just for
The bottle's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just noticed that she said something about how if they get the curse off of her, then that might also help Zelda, but that's not really what happens at all. So, yeah, cool.
It's something they just had to. I don't know. Maybe they, honest to God, forgot about it.
It's just like, oh yeah, we can't have
Right,
Zelda
yeah.
die. Like,
Yeah.
that's going overboard, so...
I don't see how the two correlate, because Zelda gives up her life force
Yeah.
to help Minna. I don't know how lifting the curse would restore that.
So anyway, here we are at the January 1st at the Twilight Realm gym with all of the overweight Twilight people swearing that they're going to get the weight off this year.
Yeah, here's a pro tip from a fitness expert. Don't go chow down on fast food immediately after exercising. You're kind of canceling the whole thing out.
I don't
Just
understand. I worked out. That means that... I mean, at the very least, if you worked out, then if canceling out the fast food that you just ate is better than not canceling it out. So if you're happy with your figure the way it is, then I guess that's how it... No, that's probably not how it works at all.
Calories
All
in,
right,
calories out is exactly how it works when it comes to weight loss and weight gain. There are a few other little niggles, like if you're not exercising your muscles properly, your body might consume some of that in place of fat. But other than that, you know, it's generally not that complicated. But I was more referring to that stereotype of the casual gym goer who goes, works out for half an hour, and then just eats the biggest combo meal they can get at the McDonald's across the street. Like,
Well, because they
I've
earned it
earned
at that point.
On one hand, eating this way is not good for my overall health and could lower my life expectancy. But on the other, man, I could go for some chicken nuggets right now. McDonald's, McDonald's, McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's at home.
The chicken nuggets are probably like the least you have to worry about in terms of fast food, though.
It's probably the fries, because those are like all carbs.
No, not really the fries
salt.
either. Like they list like calories below and next to all the items on their menus these days, and usually the big calorie items are like the double stack bacon cheeseburgers and stuff, you know, that kind of thing.
But that's fat, so it's keto technically.
No, it's
Not with
not.
the bread.
That's not how it works.
I thought, but that, can we make it how it works so I could eat it?
No.
No.
Okay.
That's because it's the way you want things to be does not mean that's exactly how they will
You
be.
can lose weight on nothing but fast food. It just comes down to the calories in, calories out question. But
I wouldn't recommend it.
I also, I wouldn't recommend it.
BrainScratchComs
Yeah,
is not
do
a
better
health
with
professional.
I think
I
you
said-
can also,
I
the C for
also
BSC
I
stands
said
for...
you can lose weight.
The C in BSC stands for caloric
I
intake.
I said you could lose weight. I didn't say that nothing bad would happen.
So I remember.
I can't.
So there's a gym brand in Boston here called Boston Sport Clubs, and the abbreviation is BSC.
BSC, yeah.
So guys, we have our own fitness studio now.
Was it us, Ted? We were walking
Yeah.
through the night.
Yeah,
like,
it was
that one
during
that one
PAX or
year.
something, and it was just
Yeah.
like, hey, look, BSC.
It's like what happened? It's like, what did Ryan do? What did Ryan do without our consent?
But you don't remember signing up for all of those aerobic fitness videos that you have to do now, John?
I just feel with my physique, I'm being insincere.
Come on, I mean, people would watch that though, probably, right? Like Johnny telling them to work their thighs.
There's live streams, yoga.
Make We Fit 100% your next live stream series.
You'll never get a dick pic out of me, but how about a yoga pic? Why is nobody coming?
Because you said that there'd be no dick pics.
Yeah, I was going to say, which version of coming are you talking about, John?
Showing up, for God's sake.
I like the Palace of Twilight as a dungeon, though. Like, it's pretty simple, all things considered, but I enjoy it for the most
I feel like they
part.
could have done more with it.
Yeah, it should have, honestly, if we were going to do, I think it, because it's pretty small, all things considered, in terms of length and size, it's,
Also, it doesn't overstay its welcome, though.
that is
I can
true.
appreciate that. Especially just after such a long dungeon. I feel like it was well-timed.
That is also a good point, because it's only like 4 floors high, and it's kind of like you do the left side, then the right side, and then the top floor, and then you're done. You know, so it's snappy, which I think is good. And I think that also compares pretty well to the Hyrule Castle final dungeon as well, because that one's a little bit longer. So I guess that one feels more like a final dungeon in that sort of sense. And also aesthetically, this place looks pretty cool. I like the way the Twilight Realm looks in this, although getting to see like what the rest of it looks like would be cool, but we're never getting that, so, you know.
It's not often, though, that we get, like, what I consider a penultimate dungeon before a final dungeon, though.
Like,
You know, because like Ocarina of Time, you had the main temples, then you had Ganon's castle.
yeah.
Like, there was nothing before that, to my knowledge.
Yeah, like, if the penultimate dungeon is usually just the last of the main dungeons in most of the games. I think that it's probably just due to the bait and switch ending that they decided to go for, which I know is a point of contention.
Yeah, give Zant a dungeon before taking Zant out of the picture.
Yeah, you know, like, don't make him completely irrelevant, at least yet. Because, like, since I knew about the twist before I played the game, how many of you guys, when playing it, thought that this was supposed to be the last dungeon?
Well, it
I did.
felt like it
I
was
did.
supposed to be, yeah.
Because given what if you played Zelda games before, you knew that after you did the main stuff, the last dungeon was the last dungeon. So,
Well, this was my first 3D Zelda, and my only 2D Zelda before this was Link's Awakening. So I wasn't really familiar with the whole Ganondorf thing. Like, I knew he was a thing, but I knew him from Smash Brothers. So,
Oh, by the way, they just added Ganondorf to Smash Bros. 64.
Oh yeah, that mod.
Oh, yeah, I did see that edit. Yeah, pretty
That's neat, I guess. I'm surprised they haven't done more mods to the older games.
You know,
Or at
64 is probably harder to work with.
I mean, I suppose,
cool.
yeah.
And limited.
I haven't seen many good mods for PlayStation 1 and 64 era games. In general, console games around that time and the generation after it seemed to be really hard to mod.
So, one thing that I appreciate about this fight actually doesn't have anything to do with the fight itself, but Hyrule Warriors, Xant's moveset, I'm really impressed that they pulled pretty much every single one of his moves from his fights in Twilight Princess, like either this fight or the big boss fight coming up. Like, and I was surprised because usually for that kind of game they'll just make up crap to have be his attacks, but I'm pretty sure like maybe one or two of his normals might be like made up because they're just sword swings or whatever. But the vast majority of them are different attacks from his boss fights, which I think is just really, really cool.
That's kind of cool.
Because it kind of bothers me in stuff like Smash Brothers where they just make up crap for somebody's moveset, like Fox, for example. Like, oh, Fox hasn't been on the ground before. What are we going to have him do? No, he goes on fire and goes, fire! When he recovers because get the game
Yeah,
out.
because Ted, he's on fire. I screamed fire too.
Okay, point granted.